to impactful wealth. So the largest number of millionaires were actually created in the Great Depression. And I want you to imagine, what would life be like if you 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times your income? Sit with that for just a moment. You would not only be able to set you and future generations up for success, you would be able to have such an amazing impact on this world. How would that feel? Can you feel that inside of you? Oh my goodness. So that is where I am with this. I am on the positive end of the stick, but there is a lot going on in this world. So I want to tell you a little bit about my visions. This image right here up on the top right, when I was looking for Montessori orphanages, that is what I found. And that's what really shook me when I was like, wow, Montessori started in orphanages, and orphanages are not getting the same quality that these new Montessori schools are getting. On the bottom, you'll see earth ships. One of my big missions is I want to build earth ships for the underprivileged communities. These homes are made out of the ground. They're made out of the earth with sustainable materials, and they are fully sustainable homes. It is a really beautiful thing. So there's a lot going on right now, but we can choose to create the new world that we're stepping into. And it starts with, again, literally choosing. And so I love this quote from Christoph. He runs a program called Conscious Crypto Circle. And I watched a whole 2-hour workshop about all of this from him. And this is one of his quotes. Yes, I deserve abundance and physical wealth. I choose to create the new earth from that place of service. And I have taken on that energy fully and completely. So I want to talk a little bit about what centralized versus decentralized means. So centralized is top-down government. And then decentralized would be a much more secure platform. There's not going to be companies and governments who own it and use your information. These platforms we're currently using, they are free, but what they're doing is they own all of our information. Decentralized platforms, there's no companies or government control that own the information. So what's going to happen is currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, these are decentralized. They're on decentralized platforms. Now, what will come is government will create a centralized currency. And this is more going to be for the universal minimum checks. So what these stimulus checks are starting to become, they're going to need a more efficient way to get these stimulus checks to people. And so that's going to become a centralized currency. And that is right now in China, you actually have to, they are monitoring your behavior and taking character scores. And so what this future is kind of leading to is if you don't behave the way the government wants you to, that's your standard if you're going to get this check or not. And it's going to be this universal, minimum standard of living. So when you decide to get into cryptocurrencies, you are kind of taking a vote, just like you can either purchase mascara from Amazon or you can purchase mascara from a good friend who is selling it out of her home. You can take a vote on whether you're going to put into these decentralized platforms that are creating unity around the world, or you're going to end up in these centralized currencies. So this is the technology that's going to set us free. Now, the workshop that I watched, these were very conscious people. These were energy workers talking about cryptocurrency. And what they said was that this is unity consciousness manifested itself into technology. So let me tell you what a blockchain is, because a blockchain is what runs this cryptocurrency. So the blockchain is a database containing information such as records of financial transactions that can be simultaneously used and shared within a large, decentralized, publicly accessible network. Meaning you can see all of the transactions. It's very transparent. It's not going to be secret transactions. This is going to completely reorganize the way we live. It's going to free up time and space for people to start focusing on their passions. So in the Industrial Revolution, we saw a lot of the blue-collar jobs drop off and be replaced by machines. The blockchain is what's going to start replacing these white-collar jobs, such as a realtor. So right now, it's taking 4 to 6 months to purchase a home, right? Well, the blockchain allows peer-to-peer transactions, the owner and the buyer. And the blockchain will run all the transactions that a realtor is doing right now. It's cutting out that middleman, and it's saying, I trust this buyer, I trust this seller, and it's going to be more direct. And the machine, the technology is going to be able to pull up all of the necessary information. So this is a really beautiful thing, and it's going to completely transform every bit of how we do life. So just this week, PayPal added 4 types of cryptocurrencies to their checkout process. The coin shortage, people are no longer accepting cash, right? How many of you have seen these signs? Cash is being replaced. So I have a picture of the Industrial Revolution happening here. And then what we are in right now is the 4th digital disruption. So computers came along and they were really helpful for business and spreadsheets. That's all they were really used for at the beginning. Then the 2nd digital disruption was when people got AOL. I want you guys to think about logging onto AOL and hearing that awful sound and waiting for it to load. And what website did you get on when it finally loaded? I got on DisneyChannel.com. That's how old I was. I would wait for it to get on Disney Channel. And I remember downloading music on LimeWire. And it took forever. So that was the 2nd digital disruption. And then the 3rd digital disruption was cell phones, 5G, streaming. We are in the 4th digital disruption now. We are right on the edge. Blockchain technology and artificial intelligence is now going to change the way we live. I want to tell you a story that I heard from Gary Vee. So I've been on a Gary Vee binge, and he was saying that about 20 years ago, he was in a board meeting, and they were arguing about marketing tactics. There was a debate, and he lost the debate because he said that internet will be a more efficient marketing tool than the yellow pages. Everybody in that room thought he was crazy because he thought the internet was going to be better than the yellow pages. Somebody even walked up to Gary Vee and said, so how are you going to sell wine on the internet? Are you going to put it in a tube and it will send it to somebody? And here we are. So Robert Kiyosaki, he is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, very smart man, very smart investor. He says, crypto is the future. You can either get left behind or prepare to become mega wealthy. The US dollar is already being replaced without anyone noticing. Let me ask you another question. Does $20 buy you what $20 bought you 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Not at all. Robert Kiyosaki also says, God's money is gold and silver. Government's money, which is fiat currency, which is done by government decree, which is the dollar. Then there's the people's money, which is cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology. This is so powerful. This is going to put purchasing power back into the hands of good people. This is a quote by Nikola Tesla. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of existence. I love this quote. I don't know if you guys saw the movie What the Bleep in the 90s. They started studying quantum physics. 1985, 1990s, they found some really extraordinary discoveries with quantum physics. And here's another quote by Christoph, the founder of the Conscious Crypto Circle. If you get into this new world before the dam bursts, you're going to rise up with the water flow of capital and resources and money that's going to come flowing into the space and end up with extraordinary amounts of purchasing power. And then we'll be able to do real world things with and make a change in your local economy. That is the power of this. So here are the 3 steps to impactful wealth. Number 1, get out ahead. Smart and wise investors always look to the future. 2, passive growth. Massive increase on its own. 3, wholehearted leadership, showing up and educating your community. These 3 steps will lead you to impactful wealth. So, step 1 was get out ahead, because smart and wise investors always look to the future. Steve Wozniak is Steve Jobs' partner. He's the man behind the technology of Apple. Steve Jobs is really the branding guy. He compared Ethereum to Apple, saying that it could be as influential as Apple. That is huge, guys. He actually pulled his money out of Facebook. He actually pulled his money out of Apple and put it into Ethereum. Ethereum is the 2nd largest cryptocurrency right behind Bitcoin. Here's what's cool about Ethereum. It has an upgrade. It has smart contract technology. Bitcoin is going to be used for larger, more secure purposes. For example, the best way to get $5 million to another country is still to fly it in a jet. That's where Bitcoin is going to come in. It's going to make large transactions easier and more secure. Ethereum, with the smart contract technology, is going to allow the everyday peer-to-peer transactions to happen, which is why it is going to influence the everyday person so heavily. This is the Ethereum Alliance, a global community of blockchain leaders, adopters, innovators, developers, and business from around the globe collaborating to bring about solutions for the benefit of everyone. So you'll see some big names here: Intel, Microsoft, JP Morgan. Step number 2 for impactful wealth: passive growth. your money massively growing on its own. I find this really funny. The best savings account interest you can find is about 1% interest. Here's the top 3 best savings accounts for October 2020. 0.6%, 0.4%, 0.65%. Not even 1%. I don't know about you guys, but see, my daughter is 7, and when she was a newborn, so about 7 years ago, I remember my husband saying, we should buy Bitcoin. This couple just sold all their property to purchase Bitcoin, and I was like, they are stupid. Why would you sell your home to buy Bitcoin? $100 of Bitcoin is now worth 72 million. $1 of Bitcoin then would now be worth 90,000. Bitcoin gained 8.9 million % over the last decade. That makes these savings accounts of 0.6% so laughable. And I find this funny because I was just reading the book Rich Bitch by Nicole Lapin, and she was talking about making sure you get your money into a savings account so that it's growing for you. Step number 3, wholehearted leadership. Show up and educate your community. This is one of my favorite quotes by Brené Brown. We desperately need more leaders who are committed to courageous, wholehearted leadership and who are self-aware enough to lead from their hearts rather than unevolved leaders who lead from hurt and fear. I love that quote so much. So as you show up and you educate your community about the future that is happening, whether they decide to accept it or not, and most people are sticking their head in the ground, and you educate them on how we can all make a positive impact in this world, and you bring them your ideas and your visions for your positive impact on this world, they're gonna want to join you. It's a natural thing to want to make a positive impact and get into the future. So here's where Ethereum plays into this. Sure, you can do what Bitcoin did, and you can purchase Ethereum, and you can wait 10 years. Now, of course, this is no guarantee. I want to make that clear. But you can go back and you can look at exactly what Bitcoin did. And all of the really smart, wise people who have been around for a long time are projecting this to do as well, if not better than Bitcoin. However, you can monetize on this right now. And that is by becoming an affiliate for the Ethereum platform. It is the first 100% decentralized platform. So, affiliate versus purchasing Ethereum on its own, which choice might be better for you? With the affiliate opportunity, you have the ability to refer a few or thousands. As cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream, your friends and your network will want in. And like I said, all you have to do is show up and educate people on those 3 simple steps to impactful wealth. Overflow from payments above and below you. We just received $85 from the people above us. Someone you refer may end up referring massively, and your Ethereum growth could be so significant, making what happens in 10 years massive. You will never lose the level you buy in, even if you decide to cash out. The referral payments are high, and I forgot to grab it. Let me grab it real quick. This is my cryptocurrency Visa. So this is a normal Visa, a debit card, prepaid debit card, but it's a cryptocurrency Visa. So when you make money, when you make Ethereum, you can upload it to your Visa in normal US dollars. You don't have to keep it in Ethereum. You can have it in cash money right here on this debit card. So Ethereum, and the referral payments are very high. Now, if you purchase Ethereum only, your Ethereum will grow in value at its own pace. You cannot add any additional Ethereum unless you purchase more. It will take longer to see the bigger growth. And when cryptocurrency Ethereum becomes more mainstream and your friends are curious about it, you potentially miss opportunities for referral growth. I told you a story about Haley. Haley is an amazing woman, and I am so grateful to have met her. In her first 2 weeks, she made $20,000. This is Alicia Shepard, $333,000 in 3 months. That is beautiful. Look at that smile. This is Miss Tara L, $40,000 in 11 days. And if you look to the post next to that, that's her when she's saying that just 5 weeks, she made $84,465. You can see it in blue right there. That's an actual screenshot of her wallet. It says, ask yourself, what could an extra amount of money do for my family in the next 5 weeks? Sky is the limit. The question is, how do you want it? And how hard will you work for it? Almost $85,000 in 5 weeks, guys. So this affiliate opportunity, you can come in at 12 different levels. Here are the first 9 levels, and they go by an amount of Ethereum. You purchase the amount of Ethereum, which unlocks these different levels. Now, the higher the level, the higher commission you get on your referrals. And I just want to say something real quick. Before this opportunity was introduced to me, the possibilities for my reality were so much smaller. I didn't realize something like this was even possible. I didn't realize how easily you could make $85,000 in 5 weeks. That wasn't even part of my reality. So be open and understanding and aware that your future can be so big that you can't even imagine it right now. So there's various ways to integrate this. Number 1, long-term growth. Not interested in actively referring. Make a plan to just get your investment back and allow Ethereum to grow in value with occasional overflow from referrals. Number 2, side income. You want to refer others as it feels applicable. You would like to build a moderate referral network by connecting those interested to the existing groups and trainings. Not a ton of time, but a decent side income. Number 3, major income. And this is where I am. I am a number 3. I might even be a number 4. I want a significant boost in my income, and I am willing to put in the work. Willing to build curiosity online through posts and messages, and commits to learning and being coachable so we can reach number 12. And we have our Millionaires Inner Circle Club. So if you come in at a level 6 or higher, you are going to get exclusive hands-on business training, weekly group Zoom and training, social media supports. I am so excited to offer this to you, and I cannot wait to connect with you.